Hi, my name is Bruno and welcome to Redpoint's Academy. In this course we're going to be discussing what brand protection is, its fundamentals, brand protection methods, strategies, and current technologies, including definitions of the range of infringement areas that might typically apply, consolidated with explanations of the basic brand protection terminology. This course is intended to be relevant to any individual with an interest in learning more about brand protection, brand abuse, and about the key areas of importance for those creating a strong brand protection strategy for protecting the revenue, security, and reputation of any company and its customers. But before we move into the definitions of brand protection, it is essential understanding what a brand is and how the internet plays a major role for brands to expand their reach and reputation. For starters, what is a brand? A brand can be defined as a distinguishing symbol, mark, logo, sentence, or combination of these elements that companies and businesses use to distinguish their product or service from others in the market. In this sense, brand is similar to the current meaning and definition of what's commonly understood as trademark. However, a brand is more than just a name. It is also the perception of consumers about the brand as a whole, what they think of when they hear the brand name, the qualities and attributes of a product or service. For example, think about a soft drink, any soft drink. Now, can you think of a brand? How would you define that soft drink? Is it good, tasty, cheap? Can you think of a similar soft drink? How would you distinguish your favorite soft drink from another? While a trademark exists and can be considered fixed, a brand only exists in someone's mind, as the bond of a business identity with a consumer. It is what builds value for companies and businesses. And at the end of the day, a brand is a promise to consumers and the foundation of any business success. But what does the internet have to do with this? The ever-changing internet landscape is often a complex and difficult space to understand. Its reach is growing rapidly. Recent reports reveal that more than 3.8 billion people around the world use the internet today, of which 3 billion are considered active social media users. The rapid growth in size, scope, and reach of the internet, together with the expansion of e-commerce, social media, and the popularity of online marketplaces, has brought incredible opportunities for brand owners, changing how brands engage with the customers and drive revenue. However, as companies and businesses from most segments have already joined the internet revolution, so have brand abusers and counterfeiters. The counterfeit industry has exploded in recent years. Figures from 2015 indicate that the counterfeit goods industry accounts for 2.5% of all global trade, a significant amount that equates for $461 billion. According to the ICC, the negative impact of counterfeiting and piracy are projected to drain over $4 trillion from the global economy and put 5.4 million legitimate jobs at risk by 2022. An acceleration that is having a vast and negative impact on legitimate businesses, governments, and consumers, and ultimately for society as a whole. When examining the causes of counterfeit, e-commerce is the elephant in the room. With online retail giants make online shopping a norm and e-commerce truly becoming the future of the retail, it's also become much easier for consumers and counterfeiters to reach each other with minimal risk. As online shopping continues growing, subsequently, the number of e-commerce channels keeps increasing, and so does the opportunity for brand abusers to impersonate brands or to fraudulently deceive or confuse consumers into buying counterfeits or being scammed. But so, what has been driving brand abusers to the internet? Besides of the natural disposition created by the internet in facilitating the increase of e-commerce and therefore brand abuse online, there are other factors that sum up to the drive for the use of the internet by brand abusers, such as anonymity, flexibility, reach, and deception. The first one we're going to be talking about is anonymity. Because as the risk of detection or identification of brand abusers is limited due to the anonymous environment of the internet, it is also harder for brand owners to persecute abusers offline. Another relevant factor is flexibility. Since nowadays, Anyone worldwide with internet access is able to set up an online merchant site, a social media profile, or simply sell their products in a marketplace such as eBay or Amazon. And while some rogue websites and unauthorized listings can be easily taken down by brand owners, it can be equally easy for brand abusers to move their content to another jurisdiction with weaker IP legislations or enforcement, another website, or create a new online identity. The number of websites and listings are huge, making it difficult for rights holders and agencies to identify and act against brand abusers. Reach is also another important topic, as with the internet, sellers have now the means to reach a much larger audience at low cost. And brand abusers that have mainly only taken advantage of local informal markets have now the opportunity to expand their sales and reach a global audience. And last but not least, there is also deception, as it is easy for brand abusers to pass off as official websites by creating sophisticated and professional-looking websites by using images and tools available online. These websites can be highly effective, misleading and deceiving buyers. Finally, the infringing products might be sold alongside legitimate articles, which can facilitate deception. This is especially true not only in new and emerging e-commerce channels and marketplaces, but also across social media platforms. By the end of 2013, there were over 2.8 billion internet users worldwide. And in about 3 years, in the first half of 2017, it reached the 3.8 billion mark, taking global internet penetration to over 51%. During the same period of 2017, Facebook also reached the remarkable milestone of achieving 2 billion monthly active users, of which 1.3 billion access the social platform daily. Unsurprisingly, Facebook ranks within the top 10 websites with the most counterfeit merchandise, without even being a dedicated e-commerce platform, showing the impact of social media and importance of adapting brand protection strategies across multiple platforms as the internet evolves. The fast-moving online environment, lack of policing, along with the 4 factors we mentioned previously, offer a tremendous opportunity for brand abusers to operate and act in bad faith. They do this by taking advantage of third-party brands, affecting a huge range of companies across the world, from luxury to B2B to pharmaceutical and even the food and drink industry. Fundamentally, brand abuse and counterfeiting affect everyone from multinationals to medium-sized businesses, and both national and supranational governments, like the European Union, have struggled to contain this problem. Fortunately, despite all these challenges, combating brand abuse effectively is entirely possible, with a holistic strategy built around multiple and complementary detection, prevention, and response mechanisms, what we would call brand protection. Briefly explained, brand protection can be defined as a set of strategies, laws, and tools used to keep a brand's reputation and its customers safe, preventing and eliminating different types of brand abuse. It is a modern-day necessity. Without it, companies risk losing investment, right-fought brand reputation, and ultimately, sales. One aspect of brand protection is the process by which a company or service prevents and removes instances of people or entities using their trademark or logo on unauthorized products. Roughly depicted, brand protection consists mainly of 2 processes: monitoring and enforcement. Monitoring comprises the detection of content related to a brand which may 1. Be of unauthorized use by third parties of a brand name, logo, or other intellectual property assets, constituting an intellectual property infringement, for example. 2. Pose risk, financial, legal, security risks. Or 3. Has a negative effect. For example, it damages or tarnishes the brand reputation. On the other hand, enforcement can be defined as an attempt to enforce the intellectual property rights of a brand in order to have infringing materials removed from the internet. But that, providing the brand is formally established, meaning it has its intellectual property assets registered and therefore protected. Further in this course, we are going to be discussing about brand protection in more detail. The next class is going to be about the different sorts of brand abuse and intellectual property rights. See you there!